World premiere. It is a very busy time in the games industry right now, and I'm going to be going over everything that Microsoft announced at their Xbox showcase. So strap yourself in and let's just get right into it because we've got a lot to talk about. So the showcase started off with Outer Worlds 2. I've not played the first game in the series. I know there's a huge fan base out there for the game though. They did share a lot more on it afterwards. It, from what I know, looks like more of the same, which is not going to be a bad thing. But yeah, it's just not a game that I know much about. We then got our first world premiere of the show, which was High on Life 2. And if you're a fan of the first game, I don't think you're going to be upset with this one. It looks like it's more of the same good content that made up that first game. Now, what I will say is it doesn't look like something that I'm going to be picking up. I wasn't too excited for the first one, and it's in my backlog, but it's not something that I'm rushing to finish. But if you love that style of comedy, it kind of looks like it's going to play right into that. But what I will say is we didn't get to see any gameplay. At least I didn't think it was gameplay. And that's going to be a trend you're going to see throughout this entire showcase, was that gameplay was at a minimum compared to some of the other events that we've seen lately. We had another world premiere next. Get used to me saying those words because I had to suffer through that screen so many times, and so will you. And this is Resonance, A Plague Tale Legacy. Comes out the Game Pass day one. Looks like it's set in a similar universe. Again, it's a series which was kind of lost on me. But if you're a fan of the Plague Tale series, then hey, you've got another one to play. Oh, well, looks like the leaks were true on this one. Next up, we got a look at Xbox's ROG Ally X, Xbox S, handheld, whatever. Like, seriously, naming conventions in the game industry need to just improve because that's just ridiculous. I sound like I'm listing off the model of my TV or my fridge, but it's going to be an Xbox handheld. It's going to come in two different flavors. It's made by Asus, who've got the ROG Ally series. It's going to be like an advanced or different version of that. I'm going to do a full video on this. I've got a lot of thoughts on this, but what I will say is some early impressions of like what was shown. It's thick, like real thick, and quite heavy. But yeah, there's more to come on that, but it's an Xbox handheld, similar to a Steam Deck with more of an Xbox flavor, but it also runs Windows. How that's gonna work, obviously don't know quite now, but I'm gonna do like a full video sharing everything that I've learned about it over these few days and just see if we can sort of shed some light on a few more things. We had a look at Dawn of the Bloodwalker next. And I'm not sure if this game just runs really poorly or the trailer was at low frames per second because it looked really janky, but it's a vampire game and it kind of gave me like big Blade vibes, like you're a Daywalker in Blade, you're a Dawnwalker in this, like a cross between the two. It looks really gruesome. If, you know, it's a vampire game, it's going to look gruesome. There's going to be a lot of blood and guts involved, otherwise it would be a pretty silly prospect to have. But yeah, I couldn't tell if the game was just really poorly optimized or the trailer was just really bad. But hey, it looks quite fun. I just don't know if I could put up with that frame rate. Super Meat Boy 3D. Looks incredible. That's all I can say on it really. Like, Super Meat Boy is always a fun game, but Super Meat Boy in 3D? Sign me up. It looks so good. Those games were frustrating but so rewarding when you could finish levels and get through them, especially when you could do everything like so smooth. You just felt so cool when you were playing that game. Well, as cool as you can feel. But yeah, I'm really down for this game. Sign me up for it. What I will say about this trailer is it's the first time during this presentation that I noticed the PS5 logo at the end. I don't know if it was there for the other ones, but get used to seeing that. I mean, I know Super Meat Boy is not a Microsoft property. This isn't a showcase full of exclusives, I'll say. Platinum came out then to show us Ninja Gaiden 4, and if you're a Ninja Gaiden fan, you know what to expect here. It looks so brutal, so fun. Ryu looks incredible in it. I was never a huge Ninja Gaiden fan when I was younger. I didn't play the sort of 2D side-scrolling games. I didn't play 3D games on the Xbox. I didn't have one at the time, or if they were on the PlayStation. I think they were on the PlayStation. I imagine they were on the PlayStation. Even if they were, yeah, I never really dabbled with them. The only time I ever played Ryu was in Dead or Alive, which I was definitely playing for the fighting. Didn't play volleyball. I never owned volleyball. Okay, you can't prove anything. But yeah, if you're a fan of Ninja Gaiden, it looks like it's going to be a good game and up your street. Obviously, we're going to have to wait to get a few more details out, but it does come out pretty soon. When Indiana Jones and the Great Circle came out, it was a fan favorite and a really good game. And I'm pretty certain that people had it down as contender for Game of the Year, but unfortunately, just due to the timing of when it came out, it just couldn't get in. We've now got DLC for it, or it looks like DLC, like an expansion, I should say. And it's Order of the Giants. It's obviously going to be delving into some sort of ancient lore and mythological stuff, but it looks pretty sick. Like, I see Templar Knights, I'm intrigued already. I need to point out that at this point in my notes, I did actually make a point of saying that I'm sick of seeing the words world premiere or available on Xbox, Play Anywhere, or available on Game Pass Day 1. Like, we get it, all right? It's really annoying when you start every trailer with a world premiere tag, and you finish it with an available on Xbox Game Pass or Play Anywhere, whatever you want to say. You could have just put it at the start and be done with it. Just kind of lengthened the whole thing for no reason. I mean, it's easier for me when I'm editing stuff because I can see when the separation is, but still, like, I don't think you did that for me. If you did, then thank you. This next title was very confusing, and not for the concept of it. It looks like it's a great game. Like, it's going to be some hack and slash robots versus samurai set way in the future. Earth is coming to an end. Like, yeah, cool. Sounds really interesting. I'm in. The combat looked fun. It's called Beast of Reincarnation. It's by Game Freak. That's right, Game Freak. The same company that helped develop the Pokemon games. Nintendo, what are you doing? Like, why are you stopping them from making games that look like this? If we could get a Pokemon game that looked like this, it would be so cool. Like, we need something like this on the Nintendo platform. Like, it's just so sick, and it's incredible that Game Freak can do this. I think people forget that Nintendo don't own Game Freak outright, so they have got the ability to do stuff like this, and it's really cool when they do, because we can actually see what the development team can put together. I just wish Nintendo would let them do this. But yeah, this looks really cool. Beast of Reincarnation is coming out. Yeah, sign me up. But again, like the FPS dips, I'm pretty certain it's just a stream, not my end, because my internet was fine, because like the normal sort of bits in between were great, but some of the trailers were really like low quality. I'm not sure what was going on there, but I'm really hoping it wasn't the game and it was just the stream. Now I'm going to say that this was probably my game of the presentation, and that's Clockwork Revolution. It looks so different. It's like a game about robots and humans living side by side and sometimes intertwined. It looks like you can control time, rewind it, set certain things like back, put bullets back into gun chambers, or change events in history, change the future. It looks incredible, like a cops and robbers type of thing with a really sick looking story. I'm in. The aesthetic is like a futuristic steampunky type of thing as well. And it's not like the classic steampunk-esque stuff. It looks really cool. I'm a big fan of this, and a lot of people have been talking about it online, and it looks really interesting. It looks like it's got quite deep sort of mechanics as well, with like the gun customization and upgrades as well. But yeah, sign me up. It's not the first time we've seen this game, I think, but it's the first time that we've seen this much about it, and this was a great trailer and a great look at it. I'm really interested in this game. Grounded 2 was next, and my dumbass thought it was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Yeah, I didn't play the first one. It looks like a pretty cutesy game. I say cutesy, you're fighting off like bugs and stuff, but you can ride in the back of like mantises and things like that, so yeah. Like if this is up your street and you enjoyed the first one, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed with this one. It looks like we're gonna get a preview in July as well for it, which is, you know, not too far away. Chronos: The New Dawn was next, and just by looking at this trailer, you can tell that I'm not going to be playing this game. There's goo coming from the hospital walls. It looks scary as hell. No, won't get me playing that. I've had a lot of people message me telling me that I should play these games now, and I'm scared. I'm really scared. But maybe, hey, look, I might start doing that. I might set up a stream where I play horror games and get scared out of my mind. I'm scared looking at these trailers. I hope you're happy with that. If you're one of the many people out there that enjoy Elder Scrolls Online, Season of the Worm Cult is coming, which is in the next, I guess, sort of expansion or season. It's not something that I'm a fan of. I don't really play MMOs anymore. I don't have the time. I wish I did. But yeah, if you're a fan, you've got some new stuff coming out. It comes out in about a week's time by the looks of it as well. We then got to look at Aphelion, which is a game that's set in space. You crash land on a planet which is covered in ice, and you go exploring for someone. And that's about as much as you can tell from the game so far. Although the trailer did end with seeing another person, and then a door opens and there's like a monster's voice. Growl, I guess you could say, you hear. You don't see anything. We don't know what type of aspect it's going to lean into. I don't know if it's going to be a horror game. I really hope it's not going to be a horror game. There are no ghosts at the Grand. What an interesting title. It looks like it's some type of like renovation game to start off with, but then it goes into some sort of deep cryptic like mystery solving game. It looks so unique. What I love about these showcases is when you see stuff like this stand out. This looks super fun, and I'm super intrigued by it. The concept sounds crazy as well. It's a talking cat that seems to guide you through it. You're looking for something done by your father or to carry on your father's legacy. Yeah, it looks super cool, and you've got my interest. Like, I am fully in for this game. Although what I will say is everyone did break into song, and it did give me some sort of PTSD from sort of school musicals. A quick note was made that Age of Mythology is getting a DLC update with Heaven's Spear. Looks like it's set in sort of feudal Japan. So yeah, if you're into Age of Mythology, you've got some more content coming your way. Mudang 2 Hearts was next, and I'm not talking about the little baby hippo. I didn't really know what was going on in it until towards the end when it gave me big Metal Gear Solid vibes. So I think we're getting an MGS style game. If so, that sounds cool. But yeah, very weird, very different. Looks pretty interesting, but I need to see more on this game. Yeah, it looked like I guess a Korean twist on MGS. Planet of Lana 2 was then up with some really interesting art style. If you're a fan of the first one, you kind of know what to expect with this, but it's side-scrolling, platforming, adventure and action. Definitely something to check out if you were a fan of the first. If you enjoy side-scrolling, platforming action, then hey, it's not something that I'm going to be rushing to pick up. However, the art style is really, really sweet. Fallout 76 was up next with Gone Fishing. Not fishing, fishing. Like with nuclear stuff. Because it sounds like fishing, and this game is about fishing. I'm sorry. But yeah, it looks like a fishing sim is coming to Fallout 76. If you enjoy that game, and you're still playing it, then you've got some more content here. Fishing stuff in games has always been super relaxing. I can remember spending hours and hours playing the fishing stuff in Ocarina of Time, and then pretty much every Zelda game since then that has had fishing has just been super calming. So whenever a game has it, I'm always for it, and it's really cool to see the in-depth like sort of look we got at this and how deep it's going to actually go. Solo leveling or Rise Overdrive game popped up, and it's a hack and slash anime game. I don't really have much more to say about it than that. I have got friends that are trying to get me to watch Solo Leveling, so when I get some time, I promise I will sit down and watch it. It did just win a bunch of awards as well, so I really do need to invest in it. It's just really hard the emotional toll that Attack on Titan took on me when that finished, and I don't know if I'm ready for it again. And Nemo was then on screen, at least I think that's how you pronounce it, and it looked like a Pal World, Pokemon type of game. I could swear that I could smell the gacha mechanics on it from a mile off. It looks super cool, like the whole aesthetic of it looks so sick. I'm just really worried it's going to be a massive like money hole for people, and if it's another game like Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact, which rely heavily on that gacha mechanic, then great, cool. For the crowd that loves those games, and amazing, but I want a game which I can just enjoy without having to keep on pumping money into it. And unfortunately, if it does go down that route, it's going to be something I'm going to have to miss. If not, I'm probably going to look into it because it looked really cool. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 was then up, and it was a really nice trailer. We had some clips from the classic game, and then it would blend straight into the new version of it, which was really cool to see. There's also the announcement that Bam Margera is going to be in it, which has been announced online, but it's nice to see it in a proper full trailer as well as the fact that there's a demo available. If you've got it on Game Pass or like preloaded, you can play that. I've already tried it out. It's really fun, really nostalgic. It's 2-minute runs on 2 of the levels with 2 characters. You can customize some of their moves as well. If you played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, and then like the remastered versions, obviously, this is just more of the same, but with newer levels, newer skaters. Yeah, really cool, really big fan of it. Oh, they also announced that we're going to be getting a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles character, as well as a Doomslayer character for it as well, for the sort of digital deluxe, or the deluxe edition in general, I should say. All I can say is that the soundtrack is absolutely slapping. My next note just says the word At Fate's End. So, At Fate's End. I don't know what else to say. Gears of War Reloaded was then up next, and we got another look at sort of how that's going to play out and how it's going to be an advancement upon the original versions of it, with 4K, HDR, 120 frames per second in the campaign as well, cross progression, cross save, cross play. Yeah, great. It's going to be really good fun. I loved that first game. I remember playing it co-op with my housemate in uni, and it was so much fun. So I'm really excited to get stuck back into this one. And obviously I'm a Game Pass subscriber, so it's going to be involved in that for me. So yeah, cool. If you have got the previous game that came out, which I can't remember what the full title of it was, but they're giving out free upgrades for that as well. So I know one of my friends just got given an email from Microsoft saying that he was going to get a full copy of that game for free, because he owned the previous upgrade that they did. So it's really nice if you've done that, because it means you've got a persistent version if they take it off Game Pass for whatever reason. Persona 4 Revival is up next. I'm not a big Persona fan, sorry, but if you are, congratulations, Persona 4 Revival's coming back, or out. I have no idea about the Persona series. Whenever that Rare logo flashes on screen, it gives me some sparks of joy, but unfortunately it wasn't them announcing a new Conker game or a new Banjo-Kazooie game. It was them announcing DLC and expansions for Sea of Thieves with Smugglers and Ride. It's going to feature a lot of smuggling, obviously. Again, if you're a Sea of Thieves fan, then great. I just really wish Rare returned to form and give us that classic platforming stuff that we were used to, but again, it's not the same Rare anymore, and I've got to stop looking back with rose-tinted glasses, even though these are yellow tinted, but still. Invincible Versus was next, which is a 3-on-3 tag fighter based in the Invincible universe. Invincible's a cartoon that I've never watched. I've seen a lot of friends watching it, and it looks really cool, so it is something I might give a chance to, but it looks very reminiscent to like Injustice Mortal Kombat style of gameplay, as opposed to sort of the normal tag mechanics that I'm used to in sort of anime fighters. I'll have to check this one out, because it does look like it could be a bit of fun. It looks really brutal as well. I'm all for new fighting games. You know me, I love a fighting game, so yeah, if you're a fan of Invincible and a fan of fighting games, you're going to be happy. Well folks, it finally happened. Final Fantasy VII Remake integrate is finally coming to the Xbox platform. It's really cool to see it finally happen. We all knew Square was sort of dabbling with the idea of not being exclusive to Sony anymore. It took them long enough to do this, but hey, it's finally here and it's coming in winter. But after we had the announcement of Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy XVI got shadow dropped. Now it's not part of Game Pass or anything, so the sort of excitement around the shadow drop does kind of dip a little bit. However, you could purchase it straight away afterwards. So with Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 coming to the Xbox platform, it's going to be really interesting to see how that shapes the future of the games. What I'll also say is the folks over at Rapid Reviews UK have given me a code for Final Fantasy 16, so I am going to be sharing my thoughts on that later on. So once all that's put together and I've got my article written up for it and I've done anything else I want to do with it, I'll make sure to let you all know about that as well. One of the last games that we saw was a game called Keeper, and it's by Double Fine Studios. It's not another Psychonauts game, but it does look really interesting. It's like a lighthouse that's controlled by you and it walks around and there's like a bird on top of it, and I'm intrigued. I'm really intrigued by it. It looks really fun. The art style's really cool. I'm super interested in weird games like this, so yeah, I want to know more about it and know when I can actually like play a demo or get my hands on it. I'm in though. And then we got our final world premiere, and the way Microsoft set this up was it was a franchise that had been with them since the start, and we're all sitting there thinking, cool, well, we've had Gears of War, we've already got Forza games in the works, so we know about that. It's gotta be Halo. It's gotta be Halo. Nope. Just Black Ops 7. I was really upset about that. I'm not even a massive Halo fan, but I just don't get hyped for single player in Call of Duty. I play multiplayer to unlock camos to play in Warzone with my friends, and that's it. But if you are a Black Ops fan, then cool, you've got Black Ops 7 now. And it's interesting that they've now started doing like Black Ops 6 and the Black Ops 7 and not switching over to another studio in that meantime. But hey, it's coming out obviously towards the end of this year. We're obviously going to learn more about it. It's obviously going to be a massive event for Microsoft. So yeah, Black Ops 7's on the way. It looks like they're blending a little bit of futuristic stuff in it as well. I'm not sure how Advanced Warfare did in comparison to the other ones. I really hope it doesn't go too far down the line of being super futuristic as well. So yeah, that was the Xbox showcase. There's a lot of announcements that we got through. Some of them are pretty cool. Some of them are pretty average, and some of them didn't interest me whatsoever. Overall, it was a pretty good showcase though, although I do think the way that it closed out was a massive kick in the nuts for Halo fans. I do want to learn a bit more about that Xbox handheld, and I am going to put a video together on that. I'm also going to be putting something together for Final Fantasy 16, because I've got that to review. I appreciate you checking out this world premiere reaction to this showcase. Seriously, it was super freaking annoying.